begin by acknowledging that Royal Roads University is on the traditional lands of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. I hope you one day have the opportunity to experience this campus if you haven't already. It is such an incredible place, and it is with great gratitude that we learn and work here, where past, present, and future Indigenous and non-Indigenous students, faculty, and staff come together. Tonight's webinar is about our social sciences program, Kickstarting Your Undergrad Studies in Social Sciences. This is our first webinar specifically diving into this program. My name is Vivian Trin. I'm one of the education specialists here at Royal Roads University. I'm joined by Dr. Shelley Jones, our program head for the Social Sciences program, as well as the BA in Interdisciplinary Studies program, and one of the professors at Royal Roads University. Also in our chat is Carla and Neha, our enrollment advisors. You can connect with them in the chat and through by email. You can email them to book an appointment and have a one-on-one discussion to discuss more specifically about your unique needs, including your eligibility and the learning opportunities that will best suit you here at Royal Roads University. So just a quick overview about Royal Roads University. If you haven't been to one of our webinars or open house, we've been around for 30 years now. So we started as a university in 1995. We are a public university, and we have two incredible campuses. I am currently joining you from our main campus, which we call our Colwood campus, which is a National Historic Site and such a wonderful place for visitors and for learners. And we're very excited to announce the opening of our second campus just a few kilometers down the road in Langford. And I'll tell you more about that campus further into our presentation. But we are guided by a very bold vision, which is inspiring people with the courage to transform the world. And I think as you get to experience Royal Roads as a learner and as a community member, you'll see how this vision really resonates in our learning and our teaching and our research. A few stats about Royal Roads. We have over 70 programs offered on campus, online, and blended. We're a relatively smaller public university. Our programs focus mainly in the areas of social sciences and business and management. Our class sizes are small. They are designed small with intention so that you can really build personal connections with your classmates and with your instructors. You won't see a class much larger than 35 to 40 students. In our undergraduate programs, with our first year starting in September 2025, you'll probably see a class size a bit smaller than that. And that's really unique, especially for years 1 and 2, where if you're looking at more traditional large public universities, you'll be attending classes in auditorium style lectures with 300 up to 500 students. And that can be a really great experience for some learners. If you're looking for something that's a little more small, personal, and giving you the opportunity to really get to know everyone in your class and build those connections, Royal Roads University can be a really great opportunity for you. We have an incredible group of alumni from all around the world, just over 34,000 alumni, with undergraduate alumni as well. And we are a designated Ashoka Changemaker campus. So what that means is that we have been recognized for our work in social innovation and change making, along with a network of other universities and colleges around the world. And we're very proud of this, and this is integrated in all of our programs and how we learn and how we work and how we teach. And some of that also includes our work toward a zero carbon world. So in case you don't know where we're located, we are located in Victoria, the capital of British Columbia, relatively small, but mighty city. We have a population of just over 400,000 people. We're on the southern tip of Vancouver Island. It is a very large island, comparable to the Netherlands, for example. And the closest major cities are Vancouver and Seattle. So you can hop on a 90-minute ferry ride to get to Vancouver, and to Seattle is just under 2 hours on a direct ferry to Seattle. And our top industries here are technology, tourism, a really great place to visit. And we host guests from all around the world and all across Canada every year. And education. Victoria has two universities and a college, and it's got a really excellent student feel. If you get to go downtown, you'll get to see a lot of students wandering around, and we have lots of really great shops and restaurants. One of our greatest claims to fame is we have the mildest climate in Canada. So in the winter, we see on average temperatures of 6 degrees Celsius, and in the summer, it doesn't get too hot with average of mid-20s. So what can your undergraduate journey at Royal Roads look like if you are interested in studying social sciences? In year one, you will enroll in our certificate in social sciences. And then after that, you can progress in year two into the diploma. If you decide you want to change your area of study, there's the option to move into the Diploma of Business and Sustainability as well. And then in years 3 and 4, you can progress into some of our bachelor's degrees where you can study business, environmental practice, hospitality tourism, justice studies, communication studies, or interdisciplinary studies. Our program is designed so it's flexible. If you decide after year one or year two that you need to take a break from university, you can exit and you'll get a credential. So you can get a credential after a certificate after 1 year of study, or a diploma after 2 years of study. Whenever you're ready to return and you want to upskill, we can easily welcome you back, and you can continue on to your bachelor's degree. So this is a picture of our new Langford campus that's opening up. It is scheduled to open at the beginning of July 2025. It is located in the West Shore community of Victoria, which is known as one of Canada's fastest growing regions. So a very exciting place to connect and build community. This is where the majority of years 1 and 2 studies will take place. If you're already living in the West Shore, it's a great chance to stay close to home and continue building those connections with the West Shore community. And for those of you who will be relocating to the West Shore, it's about 10 kilometers away from downtown Victoria. It's very easy to access by public transportation. But you'll also be part of our Colwood campus community as well, where we have the recreation center, and you'll have access to all of the services and facilities at both campuses. As you progress into years 3 and 4 in a bachelor's degree, depending on the program you choose, you'll have options to continue full-time studies. Those will take place mainly at the Colwood campus. Some of the programs have online options where you can study fully online and get the ultimate flexibility, and you can learn from anywhere, anytime. So this can be your opportunity to work full-time while continuing your studies full-time, or maybe relocate or travel to another, or travel the world. In addition, some of our programs are delivered in a blended option. So you get the flexibility of studying mostly online, and then once or twice throughout your program, you'll come to campus for an in-person residency. And this is a really great opportunity to build connections with your cohort and with your professor and the community. So now I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Shelley Jones to talk more about the social sciences program.
Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, and very excited to be heading up this new social sciences certificate program. I think it's a really special, innovative type of approach to first year learning, and I'll explain why. It's for Students who are interested in making a difference in the world, as Vivian said, we're in Ashoka Change Maker University, and what that means is it's appealing to students and faculty, for that matter, who are interested in somehow applying their learning, their knowledge, their work to real world situations. And so from the very beginning, from first year, we look at how can your learning be applied in practical and meaningful ways in the world. And we look at trying to understand the social forces that shape both the local and global world. And we know there's a lot going on right now, so there's going to be a lot to be looking at in all of the courses. Looking at today's pressing issues, looking at different perspectives on those issues, and in addition, building practical skills that you'll be able to take out into the world with you. Next slide. Um, so what to expect in this particular program is, as I said, it's uh, applied. We very much emphasize taking your learning into the world. It's interdisciplinary. We've intentionally designed the program so that you will be taking a range of diverse courses, but that also intersect with each other so that you will have an opportunity to examine things from different disciplinary areas. Um, but in addition, you will be learning in a way where you're collaborating with your classmates. You'll be developing leadership skills and again, being encouraged to solve or to explore real world problems. So to explain a little bit more about how that's going to be achieved is we look on the right side of this slide, and we have active learning, career guidance, personal growth, global citizenship, and real world problem solving. These are often terms that are used and thrown about a little bit, but what I wanted to be more specific on is what these mean. So when we talk about active learning in the first year program, um, you will be asked to come to your classes prepared for your learning so that you and your classmates and instructors can actively engage in the material you were learning about. So you won't be sitting there listening to lectures the whole time, watching PowerPoints and, furiously taking notes. You will have done the reading in advance and you will come prepared then to engage in discussions, in presentations, in research. So in active learning while you're in the classroom. I mean, yes, there will be some lectures and some PowerPoints, but mostly the courses are designed around you being in the classroom and you learning actively. We also want to bring in, or we intend to bring in opportunities for career guidance. Often students in first year, second year, even up to third, fourth year, don't really understand or don't know or aren't aware of what kinds of careers are available to them if they, for example, take a social science program. So we have a really great work integrated learning team, and they're there to support you through workshops and events, one-to-one advising sessions, and they'll help you identify the kinds of skills that you are learning, the knowledge you're gaining, the personal capacities that you're developing, so that you can be aware of what it is you are bringing to the world and bringing to possible jobs, and what are potential career opportunities down the road for you. In addition to the learning, the academic learning that you will have, you will also be encouraged to be growing personally, as a person, as a human being within this complex world. And this is being identified really as one of the most important skills for the 21st century. A soft skill is personal growth. And this means learning things like leadership, how to interpersonal skills, how to become involved with your community, how to work towards achieving goals for your own life, as well as for society in general. So it's learning that will help you as a person um, grow and contribute to the world and interact with others. Similarly, global citizenship is very highly emphasized in this program, with a strong emphasis on global social justice. You will learn about human rights, indigenous rights, planetary rights, and also be challenged to consider ways in which global social justice can be achieved. And this is consistent with RRU's vision of inspiring people with the courage to transform the world. So we will support you throughout the first year program to find ways to bring your best to the world. And as I mentioned before, real world problem solving. So your courses, all of them, but especially the fundamentals of applied social science research for change making, will challenge you to consider your learning in ways that creatively and realistically address real world problems. And you'll be provided with opportunities to invest time researching and presenting your ideas and findings. And again, this goes back to the active learning component. Next. So your courses, these are quite exciting for me to talk about. So year one, term one, this is September to December, kicks off with five really interesting courses. One is global studies, where you will look at global issues, socio-political, economic, and geographical relationships, geopolitics, immigration, all of the kind of current pressing global issues of the day. So it's going to be broad in scope, but you will have lots of opportunities to dig a bit deeper into some of these important topics. The other course, next course is social, economic, and environmental sustainability. And this is very sort of hands-on applied, collaborative, interactive course. We study sustainability through its social, environmental, and economic dimensions. And also, what does it mean to live sustainably? Leading for Change, this course emphasizes leadership skills in a very intentional way, and leadership in terms of its multiple interpretations or its multiple dimensions of leadership, and very much learning about how to work as a leader with others. So there's much collaboration, there's much exploration. What does it mean to work in a team? And what does it mean to be a leader in the kind of new leadership understanding in the 21st century? Academic writing, although this sounds like a boring course, it's actually a very interesting course, and you've got a great instructor who's passionate about writing. So although it's called academic writing, it's learning about the power of writing, learning about the power of expressing yourself effectively, with passion, in interesting ways, and on a diverse range of topics. It's also very collaborative because you will be working with your classmates on particular writing projects. So it is definitely a course in which you will learn the structural aspects of writing. You'll learn the APA. You will learn essay writing. You'll learn sort of formal academic uh, approaches to writing, but at the same time, there's also an emphasis on creativity and exploring your voice through writing. And the final course in term one is Indigenous Studies. And again, this one is an exciting course in which we look at concepts in indigeneity, colonization, decolonization. What do all of these terms mean in the real world, in sort of real circumstances? Excuse me. Indigenous law, knowledge, current issues, also some opportunities for land-based learning and practices. And in term two, we have human rights and social justice. This is a very important introductory course to a range of declarations and conventions and initiatives around human rights and social justice globally. We have communication, media, and culture foundations. This course is, on the one hand, it's sort of an historical survey course of what is of communication over the past, well, since humanity began communicating. But it also really focuses on what does that mean? What is a sort of philosophical aspect of communication? What does that mean culturally? And in addition, the very applied aspect of this course is the emphasis on all students beginning to create their own podcasts, which is quite an, I think, exciting component of that. Canadian studies, and given all that's going on in the world right now, this is a particularly, I think, poignant and relevant course in that it looks at what does it mean? Who are we as Canadians? What is our identity? Um, what does our culture mean? What does it mean to exploring our arts, exploring our economic systems, our historical systems, exploring the sort of underside of our history, the dark side, but also what does it mean now to be Canadian in the current world? Um, and so there's and exploring very current issues as well. So uh, it's going to be a very full and rich course. The fundamentals of applied social science research for change making. This is a course which is focused on looking at a real world issue and trying to find an approach to solving it. We will develop or learn about some basic social science research methods, use those, and go out into the world and try and grapple with a current social issue and make a presentation about that. And then you will have an elective from one of the other two programs as well that you can choose from in first year. And that sort of wraps up the 10 courses.
I'm just going to play a quick video from a few of the instructors who just are introducing themselves in the course so you can get a little taste of what to expect.
Hi, I'm Dr. Cynthia Gralla. I'm teaching English 110 at the West Shore campus. That's academic writing. And yes, I know that that's the course that most of you dread taking. I think when most people hear academic writing, they think, oh, I'm going to be writing a lot of really boring papers about topics I don't care about. I'm going to have to memorize the whole APA guide. Truth, even I haven't memorized the whole APA guide, but what we'll be doing in my class is learning how to solve and communicate about real world problems. I have a doctorate in comparative literature from University of California, Berkeley. I've also been a professional writer for 20 years. I mostly publish creative writing. So I'm really passionate about teaching people to communicate and in helping them to bring out their voice. We're going to be doing a lot of exciting things in the class. We will be working in interdisciplinary teams. So you will be doing in-class projects to help you learn how to conduct research and write about topics. And almost any career will require you to learn how to write and to write clearly. So that is what you will learn in my class. And I will try to make it as painless as possible. So I really hope that you join me this fall. Bye-bye now.
Hello, my name is Kathleen Menyon, and I'm a professor in the School of Humanitarian Studies. I am very excited about this new course on human rights and justice. I think it's a great way to start your second term in a first-year university degree. I am of the opinion that human rights are such a central core part of the way we are as humans, and it's almost like a social contract that if I understand and recognize your human rights and you do the same to me, we will collectively achieve a better society. A little bit about me. I am a scholar and practitioner that focuses on human rights, but also in systems that support children to thrive. I largely teach in the BA in Justice Studies program and am currently the program head of the Masters in Justice Studies.
Hello, my name is David Black, and I'm the designer and initial instructor of the COM 102 course, that is Communication, Media, and Culture Foundations, in the Social Sciences certificate at the West Shore campus. What are we doing in this course? This course has two sides to it. The first side and the essential storyline that we are exploring is the history of communication and media. And if you will, the hidden agenda in the course is to get you to think like a communication student. You may not end up majoring in communication, obviously, but you're going to learn about the discipline of communication even as you study communication and media. The best way to do that is to learn the vocabulary, the conceptual and critical vocabulary. The other part of our experience in 102, the other half, if you will, of the curriculum is a series of tutorials in how to write for, plan for, and produce podcasts. And so you're going to learn a new skill. You've probably listened to podcasts before, but perhaps you've not made them. And if you have, you're going to learn how to do it, I hope, better. And we're going to host those podcasts that you make. They'll be on topics that you select relating to history of communication and media on a platform. Again, great to meet you here in this kind of low res Zoom video, but I wanted to keep it short and simple. And I look forward to meeting you in winter 2026.
So after you complete year one, if you are still, and we hope you will be, interested, excited, and passionate about continuing on with social sciences, you will be able to continue into year two, which is a diploma program. This will continue on with learning in diverse areas of social sciences. And we will also be then having courses which within the diploma program, which will help you to move towards year 3 and 4 of the programs that we offer at Royal Roads University within sort of the social sciences scope. You'll continue to have career development opportunities through guest speakers, assignments. There'll be additional research that you will learn that will help prepare you for years 3 and 4. And you will continue on learning about the important soft skills around leadership, collaboration, teamwork, with a strong focus on global social justice, challenges, world challenges, challenge-based learning, and preparing you again for your final years in the bachelor program, years 3 and 4. So one of the options, there are a few different programs at Royal Roads University for years 3 and 4 to complete your bachelor's degree. One of them is the Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies. And I'll speak to that one because I am currently the program head for that. I love this program because it really offers students an opportunity to explore areas that are of interest to them, and they can pull together their programs from a number of different program areas. So for example, if you loved communication, the communication courses, and you also loved the justice studies courses in years 1 and 2, you could build your program around choosing from those different areas and creating a program which has a focus on communication and social justice, perhaps. One of the things that's fantastic about the Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies course is that you have an opportunity to do an internship, and that's worth 6 credits, the equivalent of 2 courses. You could do that internship anywhere in the world. You can do it online. It's quite flexible, but it gives you insights that you wouldn't normally get into areas, careers that might be of interest to you. So it's a really wonderful opportunity to dig deeper into some possible career area that you would like to explore more. And as you go through the internship, you are also doing academic assignments with your supervisor. So you have a supervisor, one person who supervises your work from the university, one person who supervises it from the internship. And together you move through that so that you're becoming aware as you're moving through the internship of the skills that you're gaining, the knowledge you're gaining, and you're asked to think reflectively about its importance and its possible opportunities for you to explore careers in that particular area. In addition, you wrap up the Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies program with 2 courses where you work one-on-one with a supervisor, which is much more of a graduate kind of approach to learning, and you're choosing your area of focus. So as long as it's something that falls within the scope of what you've been studying, it's approved by the program head, you will find a supervisor to work with, or we will help you find a supervisor to work with, and you will explore a topic that is of, key interest to you. And that is a total of 9 credits, which is the equivalent of 3 courses. So you really have an opportunity to shape your program, shape your learning, and come up with a really focused kind of knowledge that will be hopefully of immense help to you in terms of your career path or further studies.
Thanks, Shelley. And I'll just go over a few other bachelor's degree pathways for the social sciences program. So in addition to the BA in interdisciplinary studies, perhaps throughout your studies, you realize you're really interested in communication, and we have our BA in professional communication, which is really focused on communicating clearly through words, visuals, storytelling, media, Indigenous context, and global context as well. This is for people who are perhaps interested in careers in public relations, advertising, marketing, journalism, corporate communications, and so on. This program, you can complete the last 2 years online, or if you want to really fast track, you can complete the last 2 years in a condensed version, so in 1 year, and that is delivered on campus here at the Colwood campus. In addition, we have our BA in Justice Studies. So this is where you'll gain a deeper understanding of Canadian justice systems, the global justice systems, Indigenous views, and you'll also get some direct hands-on training in alternative dispute resolution. This program is for people who are interested in working in government, policing, the military, nonprofits, international organizations. We have a lot of students going through this program as a pathway into law school as well. This program is delivered in 2 versions. You can do years 3 and 4 on campus, like the professional communications program that's condensed in 12 months or a year, or you can do it online for 24 months, 2 years. We also have the Bachelor of Hospitality and Tourism Management. This one is all of our programs are quite applied. This one has a very interesting version of applied learning. There's a lot of field work, there's internship options, there's study abroad. All of our programs have study abroad options. This one has some specific study abroad partnerships to make it a bit more streamlined and smooth. And in years 4, you can specialize in either hotel management or global tourism. And this one's only delivered on campus. Victoria is such a great place to study hospitality tourism, and you can complete the last 2 years in 20 to 24 months. In addition, we have our Bachelor of Business Administration, which focuses on innovation and sustainability. So it's using business solutions for the greater good, to increase profit, the bottom line, as well as creating positive change for the planet. This program is really focused on project-based learning. So it's purely project-based for your last 2 years. You're not taking individual courses like the 5 courses each term. They're all integrated in hands-on projects where you're working collaboratively with a group, and you're working with clients in the community to tackle real-world challenges. And this one's delivered on campus and can be completed the last 2 years in 16 months. And lastly, we have the BA in Environmental Practice, which is also a pretty flexible program that is quite interdisciplinary as well, but it does focus mainly on sustainable approaches to environmental policy, management, community development, and so on. It is delivered fully online and has a few more electives and a bit more flexibility, so you can take your time on this one and take up to 7 years to complete the last 2 years. So just to give you a bit more visual examples of how flexible our pathways are and how unique your journey can look, here's just some examples of some journeys that your Royal Road studies can look like. For example, getting the best of both worlds is getting to experience on-campus and online learning. So the certificate in social sciences and diploma in social sciences are both delivered in person on campus. But if you progress into the BA in interdisciplinary studies, you can choose to study fully online or blended. So you get that full flexibility at the end of it once you're used to post-secondary studies and you've developed good time management and good study habits moving online. You can be quite successful there. There's opportunity to explore multiple disciplines. So you can start in social sciences, potentially move into the diploma in business and sustainability. And then from there, maybe you really enjoy exploring global tourism, and you can progress into our Bachelor of Hospitality and Tourism Management. There's opportunities to fast track your degree. So a typical bachelor's program takes 4 years to complete. Most Canadians do take more than 4 years, just over 5 years. But if you're really determined and committed to get your bachelor's degree as soon as possible, you can potentially complete your bachelor's in 3 years. The certificate and diploma are delivered in the standard academic calendar from September to April. So it's 8 months of study with a summer break. And then the BA in Justice Studies, for example, as I mentioned earlier, can be completed in a condensed version. So you can do the last 2 years in as little as 1 year. So really make it your own. All you need to do to start is to just choose your certificate program, and then you can build your journey from there with our advisors. So just to briefly go over admissions, our admissions into the Certificate of Social Sciences requires a graduation from a Canadian high school or equivalent. You need a minimum C+ average in an English 12 and a minimum B average in 3 academic grade 12 courses. You can go online to our program-specific admissions requirements. There you'll also be able to see a list of the academic grade 12 courses. We also have something called flexible admissions. So if you don't meet the standard admissions requirements that I mentioned in the previous slide, you're still able to apply to the social sciences program through flexible admissions. So perhaps you didn't meet our GPA requirements. You can apply through flexible admissions. We recognize that life happens and learning can also happen outside the classroom. So perhaps you didn't get the grades, but you think you're ready for university and you're really determined to go to university. You can apply through flexible admissions and tell your full story and make a case for yourself. If you're an international student and English isn't your first language, we do have an English language requirement. It is a 6.5 IELTS with no band lower than 6. We have additional information on our website as well if you're using other tests. And if you're on track to meet our admissions requirements, you can apply now for an early conditional offer and submit your final documents once they're ready. So how much does it cost? Year 1 tuition is $6,500 for a Canadian or permanent resident and $22,750 if you're an international student. We're very excited to announce some exciting scholarships, including our First Class Entrance Award, and this is for our students who have been accepted into our September 2025 intake. They will be eligible for $1,000. So first year tuition will be $5,500. And if I could get someone to pop that into the chat for the link to our First Class Entrance Award. You can also visit our Financial Aid and Awards website for additional awards, including our RRU Entrance Award, which is for any new RRU student, and the award is up to $10,000. And if you are a resident of the city of Langford and you're studying at the new collaborative Langford campus, there's also an award that is external. It's managed by the city of Langford. That's also up to $10,000. We have an application fee, but participants of today's webinar will receive an application fee waiver code. So I'll just have a colleague pop that into the chat so you can use that for your application if you're applying for September 2025. We also have some additional fees, some student services, learning support, our Royal Roads University Student Association, UPass, and so on. So it's important to understand these additional fees so you can properly budget for your studies, and all of this is available online, and you can also book with our enrollment advisor to help you through any of these questions that you have. So apply now. We are accepting applications until June 2nd, 2025 for our September intake. You can apply online on our Royal Roads website. There you'll enter your application fee waiver code. You can submit your documents online as well. If you're applying through flexible admissions, you can also submit those additional documents online. And when you receive your offer, you pay your tuition deposit and your journey with Royal Roads will begin in September. So thank you very much. I hope you found this informative. We encourage you to connect with our enrollment advisor at learn.more@royalroads.ca to book an appointment and to have a conversation to see which program's right for you. Talk more about admission requirements, learn more about the program, the experience, and just help you guide you through your decision-making process.